This is the 355 I have in the collection. I took the chrome Moroso valve covers off the other engine. That one. Swapped them on here. Seemed to work out better for both of them. Thing's ready to go in a vehicle. Just a little tip. Use header bolts for intake bolts. Works like a charm. Got your old Mallory Unilight distributor. Heat shield. There's a jet performance built quadrajet. That's a damn good quadrajet. Swap it out with a 750 double pumper and not even be a tenth of a second difference on a time slip. That's a hell of a lot better on the street. Moroso plug wires. You see, Ultra 40 race wires. It's a Moroso quadrajet to Holly adapter. Commonly used in NHRA super stock. Since you gotta use the carburetor that came on the engine. I've had good luck with these fucking things. Anybody says a quadrajet ain't worth a fuck's an idiot. Because they are. Short water pump setup. This block came out of a boat. It's a Mercruiser 350. Come with a short water pump setup. This is actually a replacement water pump for like a late 70s Corvette. But those are the bolt pulleys that originally came with that block. 3 groove short water pump pulleys. Now I've had conversations with people about using a short water pump, which, like if you're putting a small block in an S10 or something, it's nice to have that extra clearance between your water pump and your radiator. But the thing is, most all your alternator brackets for short water pumps all put the alternator on the driver's side. And then there's some low mount units you can buy that put it right in here, which is still on the driver's side. But there's not really shit to put an alternator on the passenger side with a short water pump. And there is, because here it is. But this is, I don't know if they still make these or not. This is an old ass alternator bracket setup I've had for years. Made by Moroso. I think this one's from the 80s. But it mounts your alternator on the passenger side with a short water pump. You just use a regular late 70s style belt, V-belt. It's pretty tight in there, but motherfucker don't actually touch nothing. So you gotta shim it up to get it all right, but I don't know if they still make them or not, but that's the brackets you need to have a passenger side mount alternator with a short water pump set up. Moroso. Some of the best shit made. If it says Moroso on it, you know it's good shit. Heat shield. It was some Moroso shit when I was a kid back in the 70s, and I was raised around drag racing. My dad was into it pretty heavy, so I got brought home from the hospital in a race car. So I've literally been around this shit since the day I was born. But I remember back in the day, I'd be walking around the pits checking out other people's cars and looking under the hoods at what they got. And often seen Moroso valve covers and other shit, you know, various items, but it was always the fastest cars at the track. It's where you would find that shit, so it left an impression on me. So I still use that shit to this day. I got a massive Moroso valve cover collection and other shit too. It still looks good. Looks as good today as it did in the 70s. I still ain't really decided what the fuck I'm gonna do with this engine. It's still up in the air. It might go into 95 Blazer. Pretty good unit. But yeah, here's the alternator bracket setup you're gonna need if you want to run a short water pump with the alternator on the passenger side. They're not still available new. I'm sure they're out there hanging on somebody's wall. That fucking thing there hung on my wall for probably 20 years. But that's it.